A small plane crashes in a neighborhood. Firefighters rush to the scene. Live team coverage on WBRZ News 2 at 4.
And this video just in shows the dramatic crash scene in the backyard of a house in Baker. A propeller, pieces of the plane smashed and burned. Much of the house is too. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Marsh. The pilot of that plane is dead. And I'm Sylvia Weatherspoon. The twin-engine plane crashed into that house. It caught fire and then flames jumped to a neighboring home. Firefighters have it under control. The flames are out. This happened on Rue Jennifer in Baker. And now authorities are waiting for the National Transportation Safety Board to arrive to do the crash investigation. The plane was a Beechcraft Super 200 King Air. The last flight plan shows it arriving in Baton Rouge from Georgetown, Texas. It took off from Macomb, Mississippi when there was trouble. Now we are covering all angles of this story. We have information from the moment the plane crashed to the investigation that'll unfold. Live team coverage now starts with News 2's Rosa Flores and the emotional story of people who saw the whole thing.
Well, I can tell you guys that right now people on this street are counting their blessings. Every single person that I talked to said, you know, this is a residential area and it could have been any one of us in these homes. But of course, right now we know that none of the people on the ground, is what we're hearing, were injured. Now I want to pan over because I want to show you, now we're on top of a truck to show you and give you perspective of what this neighborhood actually looks like. And it's the 7th house of this street where that plane actually crashed. And I'm not sure what all you can see because I know it's a little difficult to see, but from here you can see a garage door that's pretty much blown out. But we do have video. If we can roll that video for me, you'll be able to see, we'll be able to take you there to the actual crash. We went around all of these houses and we went a lot closer to the actual crash where you can see what appears to be the cockpit. But I know it's difficult to see. If you get close to your television screen, you'll probably be able to see a little more, but it's difficult to discern. I can also tell you that there were pieces of the airplane or debris also on some yards, and we saw that by simply walking on some of these yards. Now, the emotional testimony of the homeowner that was inside that house is that she tells me she was there moments before the plane crashed, but luckily her brother called her and told her to go to church. She responded, and here is what happened after. Here is what she had to say. Take a listen.
All of a sudden I heard a bang, then I got the phone call saying that the airplane was into the house. I'm just blessed that the Lord allowed me to get out, me and the kids safely. Materialistic things, I'm used to that. You can get that back, but you never could get a life back. So right now I'm just blessed in that I was covered by God.
And you're taking another live look here at the scene. You can see the command center there, a lot of police activity, a lot of investigators, and then a lot of people just here from this neighborhood with a lot of questions about what happened. They're all asking each other to see if everybody is safe. And then, of course, everybody's praying that everybody in that airplane, well, they're actually just praying for them is what we've heard out here. Now, we also talked to a neighbor who says that he saw the shadow of the plane and he actually took some video of some of the smoke, and we'll have that for you at 5 o'clock. Reporting live, I'm Rosa Flores for WBRZ Balance News.
All right, thanks a lot, Rosa. Of course, the plane did clip that one house, nobody inside and nobody on the ground hurt. Now we go to News 2's Ryan Nakan, who is also live at the scene. He can tell us more about what he knows about the airplane and where it went down and that type of thing. Ryan?
Yeah, Michael, what we know right now about the airplane is that it was a single-engine plane, a smaller plane, not one of the big traveling planes that you might see. And what we know right now is it actually clipped 2 houses. It clipped a house on Rue Nicole as it came through, and then it crashed into this house on Rue Jennifer. Luckily, like we said before, nobody was home, but that pilot, we do know, did not survive the crash. And what we're hearing from a lot of folks here, a lot of police that are down on the ground. We're hearing that they're all working together, trying to figure things out. The FAA is supposed to be out here, and they're going to take over the scene. The federal agency needs to come in when planes crash like this in any situation. But right now, police are just working together, trying to figure out what happened, what may have happened in the air that may have caused this crash, and we'll have all those details coming up for you tonight on the newscast 5, 6, and later on tonight at 10. Live in Baker, Ryan Nakan, WBRZ, Balance News.
All right, thanks a lot, Ryan. Now, here's a recap of what we know. One person, the pilot, is dead. Nobody on the ground hurt.
And the plane nosedived into a backyard, a wing clipping a house. There is a torched mess left behind. 2 houses damaged. The feds will pick up the investigation. Typically, that's protocol when a plane crashes, and we'll have much more on this throughout this evening on WBRZ News 2 and on WBRZ News2.com, I should say. And now to weather and traffic for the 4 o'clock hour.
And now the latest on developing news where a plane crashed, killing at least one person in Baker. We know that the pilot is dead.
Everyone on the ground is okay, and the investigation now begins. We want to update you one last time at 4 o'clock. News 2's Ryan Nakhan is live in Baker with the very latest. Ryan?
Yeah, Sylvia and Michael, right now what we know is that it was a twin-engine plane that crashed into the house on Rouge. Jennifer, right now, it's just right over my left shoulder here. It's right on the road. You see the garage is kind of disheveled. The house is kind of in disarray. They do have the fire under control. Nobody on the ground was hurt. We do know, though, that you said before that the pilot did not survive this crash. We just talked to someone from the Baton Rouge International or the Baton Rouge Airport who told me that this plane was leaving Baton Rouge and it was just about 3 miles away from the airport when the tragedy happened, and it landed into this house, and it burned 2 houses that we do know. 2 houses have been in the fire. They've gotten the fire under control. Folks have been let back into their homes right now. Police are letting everybody back in. The people who live there have been notified about what's happened to their home. Neighbors here say it sounded like just a big boom, a big commotion, what's happened. So I'm going to toss back to you, and we'll have more coming up at 5 and 6 and tonight at 10 about the crash in Baker. Live in Baker, Ryan Nakhan, WBRZ Balance News.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll have much more on this in 30 minutes coming up on News 2 at 5.